So good evening, everybody, and welcome to October's Crystal Wellbeing Meditation. So just in case you don't know, my name is Jo from Carriad Crystal Healing. Okay, so how are we all after that full moon last week? I'm pretty tired after it. It was okay, it was quite positive, but the energy was intense, and I think it's going to be like that for the rest of 2021. Leonie's knackered as well. On Demi, yeah, I think it's the general feeling for a lot of people. It's crazy energy. We've got eclipses coming up towards the end of the year. It's going to be a bumpy ride, maybe. Mary wants a holiday. Strange dreams are anti. Yeah, strange dreams for me too. Everybody's feeling the same. Okay, it's not just me. I'm glad. Okay. So, oh yeah, just a little bit of housekeeping. It is being recorded. It says live on YouTube, but it's not live. It's on an unlisted link, which I will send to you as the recording so that you can access it whenever you want to at a later date. So if you're shy or a bit bashful, you can keep yourself muted and you can turn your videos off. That's totally fine. You can use a chat box so you can chat in there. But if you want to talk and if you want to keep your video on, you can. I do keep everybody unmuted just so that the recording quality is good, because there can be a lot of feedback and screeching and all that kind of stuff going on in the background. So you can just unmute one at a time to chat or ask questions or whatever. So, not the only one who's had weird dreams. There's a few people there. Everybody seems tired. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so before I go on to my crystal, which is sitting here, I'm guided to do something which I don't normally do. So I do my tings to clear the energy to begin, but it's something that I've been doing all day today. I've been doing lots today. I've had loads of incense going. You can still see it wafting around me. And I've had lots of music, and I've been tidying things up, and I've been using my drum. So I want to do just a little bit of drumming to start with, to clear the energy a little bit. I don't know why, I just feel like it's needed. So this is my drum. It is quite a big one. I've had it a while. It's still got the tag on it. I don't know if it's going to offend anybody. It's a goat skin drum. I'm a Capricorn, so I was like, oh, what's that one? And it was a goat skin, so I had to get it. And it's got a really deep sound, which I like to use for grounding. So it does clear energy, but it's also really good for grounding. And it's particularly deep now because it's not as tight as it could be because of the weather. When it's colder, it slackens off a little bit, and then it depends on the weather, the humidity, all that kind of stuff. So it's quite a deep sound. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this for a couple of minutes and see what happens. I don't know why I'm doing it, but we'll just do it. So if you want to, you can close your eyes and just feel into the energy of the drum as I'm doing it, and hopefully you'll be able to pick it up really well if I hold it right next to the mic. Actually sounds pretty flat actually tonight. It wasn't like that today, like earlier on. That's fine. I'm not really a skilled drummer at all, but I just go with what my intuition tells me to. I do feel a little bit better because of that. So you might feel, if you felt a little bit anxious or agitated or wired, you might have felt that that has helped to just unravel things a little bit for you. Just wanted to do a little bit there before we started. Okay, so what should I start with first? I'll start with my crystal. Anybody recognize this one? I haven't done this one before. I did check. I thought I might have. Some of you might well have some of this at home. It's quite a common one to get hold of, although this is a big piece of it. Any ideas? Whack in the incense on. Okay, so oh, you can't see the color. Sorry, I know the light's terrible. My computer is supposed to be being put together today, so we'll see when it turns up. Okay, so it is an orangey color. So the sunstone's getting warmer. It's not often seen in this shape. Tends to be tumbled in smaller pieces. This is a piece of red calcite. It does look a lot like carnelian, so that's a really good guess. It's red calcite. And it's kind of grown in this kind of dog tooth formation, which is, somebody said amethyst as well. Sorry, I can't remember who it was. Amethyst kind of grows in that dog tooth formation sometimes as well. So that was a good guess as well. So red calcite. For me, calcite is quite a light-hearted energy, so it's good for your inner child too. But with this color, because there's loads of different colors of calcite, you can get blue, you can get pink with the Mangano pink calcite, white, you can get orange, you can get green, loads of different colors. But I particularly like the red one. It's very, very grounding and earthy, and it's actually really good for your, if you've got period pains. That's what I use it for a lot anyway. I find that the grounding action has a better effect than other crystals. So calcite, what else can we say about calcite with the properties of it? Does anybody have any of this red calcite? Anybody know any of the properties? Anybody worked with it before? I've given a couple away there. I like this piece. Very heavy. I've got some people listening to their crystals in here, so I wonder if someone's typing a little properties in the chat box there. I'm gonna have to move my incense. Just see if that helps a little bit. Might be on a little bit of a delay as well, actually, with the internet. Okay. So as I said, the colors of crystals always give you a clue about what properties they have. So with the red, it can be seen as grounding. It's very good for the base chakra. And the base chakra is all about survival, can be about passion for life. Because I said it's good for inner child healing, calcite in general is quite good for that. And the base chakra is a chakra that forms earliest. So it's like when you're a baby, or even perhaps even in the womb. So it's very early inner child healing that brings there. I feel like I've forgotten something else that I could mention, but I can't remember what it is. I've mentioned survival. It can be kind of related to prosperity as well with the base chakra. There's loads of different properties. So this crystal will work well with that base chakra. I'm not going to say any more because you might get some of your own impressions through when we're doing our meditation. So that is our crystal for this evening. I do think it's important that we are grounded after all that full moon energy. This might lighten things up a little bit as well for us with that light-hearted inner child energy. Okay. So I've got 2 decks of cards. I'm going to bring some cards out before we start. I have one that I don't normally use things like this, a wicker deck. So a very earthy deck. Those are by Sally Morningstar. So let's get some impressions about what it is that we might be looking at this evening for our meditation too. I have shuffled them already, but I need to really shuffle them. Okay, well, we've got 2. Interesting. So we have Holy Stone and Protection. And we have Raven, Keeper of Secrets. And that's really interesting. If you look, we've got the spiral in this one, we've got the circle in this one. I've done the new moon reading today, and there's a similar kind of message coming out in this as to what was in the video that I did. The Raven for me is all about dealing with your shadow. We're in Scorpio season, so Scorpio is all about going into the depths, particularly of your psyche. And I do feel like that's what we all need to be doing over this time. When we're dealing with our shadow, we can feel pretty vulnerable while we're doing that, because we're looking at stuff that we don't really like about ourselves. But what we're being shown here is that we are protected when we do that. So we can feel, like you can see all these demons, we can feel that there's demons all around us when we're doing that, when we're looking at those murky things that we don't really like to look at usually. But our higher self is always protecting us, and we've got that beautiful golden light all around us. So could be quite an interesting time for those of you, particularly if you've not done any shadow work before. Very interesting. So facing inner demons, I suppose, but knowing that we're protected while we do it, which is really interesting. Okay, I've got my other deck there, but I don't feel like I want to take one of those just yet. So I do feel like we're just going to go straight into our meditation now. We'll see what comes after that. So we've got a couple of movies, I think, this evening. So in a moment, I'll turn the camera off so that you aren't distracted by me whilst we're doing the meditation. I do recommend that you sit up so that you can remember as much as possible when you're in the meditation, so you can bring it back when you wake up. But if you feel like you need to lie down and that's what's best for you, then go for it. Sometimes we might need to just sleep and not remember anything. Whatever we do need to remember will be stored in the unconscious anyway. So sit or lie. I recommend sitting if you want to remember what's happening. You might want a blanket, you might want to grab any crystals or light any candles, get your notebook by your side so that you can write anything afterwards, so that you're really prepared. And then try to follow as best you can. So my meditations are really quite visual. So I tell you a story for you to follow, which is great if you are visual. But if you're not, don't worry. Just try to follow as best you can and trust that your other senses will kind of make up for anything that you're not seeing. Just trust that you're doing as you're intending to do. And you might feel things or hear things or just experience them in a different way. You can even taste things or smell things as well. So every little thing that you experience is a clue. So just try and pay attention and bring those things back with you. And I'd like to hear about them afterwards if you want to share, but It's the kind of thing you might want to write down for clues on your little journey. If you've got any questions, now is the time to ask. I'm going to start getting myself ready. I switch my camera off. So the incense I've got burning is actually a base chakra incense stick, which I just realized now. There's a lot of base chakra energy going on today. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay. So hopefully you've started to get yourself a little comfy already. You've decided whether you want to sit or whether you want to lie. And it's only when we start to really tune into ourselves that we realize that we might be uncomfy. So as you start to settle in and you switch off any external distractions, you might start to notice that your back's aching a little, or that your feet are sore, or that you're clenching your jaw. So let's notice those things now and let them go. And if you haven't already, you can gently close your eyes now, which will help again to close out even more distractions. And we bring our awareness to the tops of our heads. Perhaps you've been holding tension there, whether you've been squinting your eyes or frowning or scowling with your forehead. Any tightness that you feel and notice, release that now. And sometimes it can help to squeeze it even tighter and then let it go, and it's able to release a lot more easily. If you struggle to release anything, squeeze it even tighter and then try letting it go. And do the same around our mouth, nose and jaw. Notice where you may even be holding your tongue tight. Often common to clench your tongue to the top of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, or against your teeth. But let your tongue start to relax now, and your jaw. If it helps to stretch your jaw, maybe move it up and down or side to side. To let it go, you can do that as well. Moving downwards to your neck. You need to stretch it, move your head from side to side. You can do that to let your neck start to relax even more now. And as you relax your neck, you may notice that your shoulders start to peel away from your ears, and the gap between your shoulders and your head increases as your shoulders now start to relax too. And it can be really common to feel either tension in the back of your shoulder blades or in the front of your chest, where you're bunching over one way or the other. And if you need to, shrug your shoulders, moving backwards and forwards to release any tension, and to put your shoulders back in the right position so that you're not clenching your chest and hunching over. And once your shoulders are relaxed, bring your awareness to your arms, right through your elbows down to your wrists. Move your wrists if you need to, and you circle your hands. And then begin to let your fingers uncurl and unclench. And if you feel a need, you can make fists with your fingers. Squeeze really tight until you let your fingers and thumbs go. And bring your awareness now to that area below your rib cage. Again, the tummy is a common place to hold tension. You might be holding your breath, restricting your breath, and just breathing in a shallow way. Your belly might be pulled in unconsciously. So if you need to, allow your belly to relax now. And if you struggle to do that, pull it in really tight and then let it go. And hopefully, once you've done this, you'll be able to breathe a little easier and a little deeper. If you feel the need to sigh, you allow yourself to do that and get some beautiful fresh air inside your body. And bring your awareness now to your bum cheeks. That is such a common place to really hold lots of tension, especially if you sit at a desk all day. You can tense up quite easily. If you need to tense up those muscles and relax them out now. It may feel a little weird or funny, and that's okay. That can be some inner child healing there, if you need it. And then bring your awareness to the tops of your legs now, especially the front of your thighs, where they can also be a lot of tension held. These really big, powerful muscles can clench up and become quite painful. And so if you need to, you can clench up your knees, pull your knees up, and tense the tops of your legs, and then let them go. Get that energy moving to allow those muscles to relax. And do the same with our lower legs. And you can flex and point your feet. Circle your ankles if you need. Release any tension and relax out your muscles. And finally down to your feet. And you can flex and point your toes, clench them up, scrunch them as tight as you can. And let go. Feel that blood running back into your feet, into your toes. Enlivening all of your body, whilst also relaxing it, which is exactly as it should be. So just allow yourself to sit or lie in that feeling now, noticing how different your body feels. You can do one last scan to check if there's anything else which is tight, which needs to be released. So you can let that go. And now that you've relaxed your body a little more, you may feel simultaneously a little lighter and a little heavier. Heavier because your body allows itself to sink a little deeper where you're sitting or lying, but lighter because that tension has lifted. And hopefully you also notice Your mind has started to slow down a little. Stop chasing after those awkward or circular thoughts. Let those go. And you may notice that your emotions have calmed down a little too. And there may still be some thoughts or emotions which still are a little prickly, and that's okay. But hopefully the majority have started to quieten down, giving you some relief and some inner peace. And bring your awareness down to your feet now. And in your mind's eye, you look down at your feet. And so perhaps you have bare feet. And this might be completely different to how your physical body really is right now. You may have bare feet and you have shoes on. Whatever you see is totally right for you, so just trust what it is that you see. And as you tune in a little closer to your feet, you notice that you're standing on a huge sheet of that beautiful red calcite. The surface of the planet, the surface that you're standing on, is all pure red calcite. Take a look at this crystal beneath your feet. Perhaps it's jagged and rough or bumpy. But perhaps it's one smooth sheet of this beautiful crystal, which is smooth under your feet. Let's take a look at this rock that you're standing on. And perhaps if you look up and away, this red calcite continues as far as the eye can see, as if the whole planet is made up of red calcite. Or perhaps you're simply standing on your own section of red calcite on Mother Earth. Whatever you see is right for you. But you focus on that connection between your feet and the red calcite now. You notice how the red calcite feels. Perhaps it's cold. Perhaps it's warm. Perhaps you may feel some tingles or vibration of energy as you tune in even more closely now. You may notice this even if you have shoes on. You may hear the vibration of the crystal. You may sense it in another way. And as you tune into that crystal, you can actually feel the vibration of the crystal as it comes beneath your feet. Perhaps it's so quiet that you can't hear it, and you can barely feel it. But please trust that this crystal is vibrating. All crystals vibrate. Different pitches, at different resonances, at different frequencies, depending on the chemical composition, where they've come from. Lots of different variables. And so the red calcite that you're standing on is at the perfect frequency and vibration for you that you need right now. And so you set your intention to connect really closely with this crystal now. Perhaps you may feel the need to spread out your toes, to press your feet down a little harder to fully connect with this crystal now. And you feel this crystal begin to activate beneath your feet. Perhaps you may feel the vibration becoming stronger Perhaps you may feel heat or coolness, changes in temperature. You may see the crystal beneath your feet change in colour. It may intensify in red. It can become a different colour. Just trust what it is that you sense and know that this crystal is activating in exactly the most perfect way for you, for what you need right now. And as this crystal activates, it sends waves of its pure energy from itself out in waves to you, up to your feet. It may feel like pulsations of energy that start small and begin to grow. Pulsations of calcite energy vibrates up into your feet and your ankles. You may feel temperature changes or vibrations, or experience in some other way this energy as it begins to grow and stretch up into your lower legs. The red calcite sends beautiful vibrations up into your knees, into your thighs. And now that this energy has begun to fully permeate your legs, the red calcite energy can be felt even more clearly. So just pay attention to how differently your legs feel now compared with the rest of your body. As this energy continues to vibrate in your direction, this beautiful red calcite continues to send frequencies your way, up into your pelvis and your lower belly. You may even feel a drum beat in your belly, a thudding, a vibration. You may feel swirls of energy as it circles around like a vortex, like a whirlpool or a plug hole in your belly. Except this energy is coming up and not going down, going up towards your ribcage, filling you with beautiful red calcite vibrational frequencies. And as it fills up towards your ribcage, notice the impact that this red calcite has on your emotions. Perhaps it amplifies certain emotions for you. Perhaps some emotions that you need to become aware of. Perhaps it amplifies peaceful, harmonious, calm emotions for you. Just allow this energy to settle within your belly. And allow it to adjust your emotions. Like a recalibration, a reset. This may make you feel a little sleepy now, as your energy and your emotions become a little less wild and a little more grounded and stable. And as they stabilize now, you may become aware of one or two emotions which still are a little prickly. So please make a note of those, as there is likely something that you will need to address in your conscious waking world. And once you've noticed them, just let those go now as well. And so the red calcite continues to pulsate pure energy up through your legs, up through your belly, and into your upper rib cage now, right up to the tops of your shoulders. continuing to pulsate and swirl and vibrate. And again, you may feel the need to sigh or breathe more deeply to accommodate the energy. You may feel or experience or see this energy in different ways, so trust what you experience. So notice how differently you feel now that this energy is almost completely filling up your physical body. And it is a very physical energy. Red calcite isn't really interested in working with your aura or even your chakras. It's focusing purely on your body, your mind and your emotions. And this energy pulsates into your arms, down through your elbows, into your wrists, into your hands. You may feel the vibration more keenly in your fingers as they're more sensitive to energy. You may feel it rushing or pulsating. You may see in your mind's eye that your body is filled with a particular colour light, mist, or may appear like water or liquid. That's what you see and how you experience this energy, as it will be really perfect for you. Consider red calcite reaching the tips of your fingers and thumbs, spreading out throughout your upper body and all of your limbs. And still more to come as this energy continues to vibrate and pulsate up through your neck now, into your throat. You feel tickling sensations inside your throat. You need to clear your throat as this energy moves its way up. And going up into your mouth now. Bring up your jaw, all of your teeth and your tongue. This may even help your sensitive teeth, if that's what you have. Please remember to allow your jaw to relax once more. In case it's clenched up again, just allow it to relax. As you relax, the energy flows more easily and the energy continues to grow and build up into your face, up into your nose and your ears, and you may feel popping sensations in your sinuses and your ears. As the energy continues to grow, you need to make adjustments for this energy as it grows up towards your forehead, up to the crown of your head. You can do that now. You're stretching and scrunching up of your face, tensing up of your head, and your scalp, and your ears. Let this energy move and grow as this red calcite shares its vibration with you now. Crystal energy is a really stable vibration. This is the way that they are structured. They keep the same vibration. Even if you break that crystal up into tiny little pieces, the vibration remains the same because their structure is so solid and stable. So you can always rely on crystals to provide you with that steady vibration. Our own energy can be easily thrown off balance by the presence of other people, by stressful situations, our own inner turmoil, unhelpful thoughts and emotions can throw our own energy off balance. And so this red calcite is bringing you back into balance now, re-establishing your inner equilibrium, giving you something solid to work from. The sleeping patterns have been thrown off. Hopefully this will help to restore and rectify that now. If you felt that you have been dragged along by life over this last week, not really been able to keep up, hopefully now this will give you a certain sense of control, maybe not over the external events, but over yourself and how you react to them, so that you respond from a more capable and focused position. This energy continues to vibrate and pulsate now into your body up to the crown of your head, making sure that you have been fully packed up right to the brim with this beautiful energy as it vibrates and grows. This beautiful crystal shares its vibration with you. Please know that you can return anytime that you choose this meditation to receive some more solid and stable and grounding energy. You can hold any grounding crystals and receive a similar effect, especially if you are sensitive to crystal energy. And so remember this feeling now, stable, balanced, hopefully calmer and more relaxed version of yourself. This is more closely linked to your natural way of being. And so anytime you feel off balance or wired, het up, agitated or anxious, you know exactly how you need to be feeling instead. And so you'll be able to spot that you're not balanced. And hopefully do something to bring yourself fully back into balance. And then carry on. You may notice now that the pulsations beneath your feet started to subside a little. This crystal has done its job. And the vibration has been balanced and aligned. Sit for a moment or two, feeling your energy now, noticing how you feel, how your mind is, how your emotions are. Make a really good mental note of how this energy feels. And once you've checked in with yourself, make a good note of how you're feeling now. You bring your awareness to that crystal beneath your feet and you realize that the vibration has really subsided now. Become much more gentle and less pronounced as the crystal has started to deactivate. It still continues to vibrate beneath your feet, but just at its more normal, regular pace, until you need to come back here and it will activate again. But for now, it's done its job. It turns itself off. And we thank this beautiful red calcite for working with us, help to ground and balance us, for sharing its vibration with us, and for being that solid support beneath our feet. So we give great gratitude. Tapping a little squeeze with our toes. And bring your awareness now back to your own feet. Let your feet look different now. Perhaps they're still bare, but you notice the different colour, or they feel slightly differently now to the way that they did before. Perhaps your shoes have changed if you have shoes on. You bring your awareness now back to your feet, back to your lower legs, and bring awareness to your knees. And as you do so, you bring your conscious energy and awareness back into your physical body. And bring awareness to your upper legs and thighs, back into your lower belly. You continue to pull your energy back into your physical body. And you start to feel a little heavier now, much heavier than before, because you are fully and properly grounded. Again, this is how you're meant to feel. You can use this as a guide in the future. Bring yourself fully back into your energy, into your rib cage and your upper chest, your upper back. Pull your energy right back in as you become aware of your physical body, right up to the tops of your shoulders. And your energy, bring it back into your arms, your elbows, wrists, hands, fingers and thumbs. It may be helpful to wiggle your fingers and toes now. Flex your feet and hands. Maybe even stretch your arms and legs a little to bring your energy more fully back in alignment with your physical body. And then bring your awareness into your neck, face and head. Make sure that your energy is fully back in place into your physical body, right up to the crown of your head. If you need to, you can stretch and wiggle your eyebrows and your ears, clench your cheeks and your jaw. Make sure you're fully back in the physical body. And just before you're fully ready, just before you're fully ready to come back into the physical body, take a couple of really nice deep breaths in now. Breathe in, breathe out slowly. Do this one more, breathe in, and breathe out slowly. And so hopefully you're fully back in your body now. Continue to stretch and wiggle as you move. And you're fully back. You notice the blackness behind your eyes. You know you're fully back. And only then will you be ready to gently open your eyes. Ooh. I even struggle to lift my arm up to press my camera button. That's heavy energy, but good. I think we needed it after that full moon. A bit crazy. Hopefully you're okay. Make any notes that you need to. Wow, my arms feel really funny. Take a drink to help to ground yourself a little more. If there's any impressions that you received that you would like some clarity on, or if you want to share any feedback, I would love to know. So you can put them in the chat box or you can speak. if you would like to. A lot of inner child stuff kept coming to me whilst we were doing that meditation, and I think that might be because that was what some of you have been going through or are about to go through. So that shadow work that came up in the card before we started, I think that's related to inner child stuff. So inner child trauma may well come up, and that's where, I said about Scorpio going deep into the psyche, inner child issues and trauma may come up. When I say trauma, it can often be just simple kind of misunderstandings. It doesn't have to be kind of abuse trauma, because when we're children, we kind of take things the wrong way and things seem a lot bigger to us because we're so small, especially our emotions. And so there's a lot of emotional stuff that came up in that meditation too. So if you notice any emotions coming up over the next few days, they may seem to come out of the blue, but then I would guess that they're probably inner child emotions that are coming out to be released. And that's all that it is. It's being released. So you don't need to hold on to them. Just let them out, express them. And you can act them out. You might need to cry, but you also might need to act them out. So you might want to punch teddies or go out into the woods and scream, or so anything like that you feel that you need to do, even if it feels weird or a bit stupid, go ahead and do it. Even things like drawing or painting can help with things like that, because the inner child is really closely related to creativity. So just watch where that kind of stuff can come out over the next few days and even weeks as well. Some of you, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but some of you might feel the benefit of drawing stuff like that, or even writing it and then scribbling on it or ripping it like a child would when they get in a temper tantrum. So just let that inner temper tantrum come out if that's what you feel like you need to do, because those energies have got to come out somewhere. So who saw that bright yellow light? Is that Claire? Bright yellow light, that's interesting. Bit like the one on the card, maybe. Oh, nice. Suzanne, limbs are very heavy, felt really relaxed, and your eyes are wet. So that could be inner child stuff coming out there as well, having those little watery eyes. Oh. Inner child stuff is so important. And as adults, we kind of think, well, that's stupid. And we can ignore them or override them as being unimportant. But it's really important that we do allow those emotions to release, but also connect with that inner child as well, reconnect sometimes as well, because we can shut off parts of our inner child, especially if we have experienced quite severe trauma. We can shut a part of our inner child off or shut our inner child off completely. And so this will allow us to reconnect. As we shed those emotions, it allows us to reconnect, which makes us whole inside. So a lot of anxiety can be based in that unconscious knowing that we've blocked a part of ourselves off. It's really weird how all of this stuff's kind of fitting together today. I really like it. Saying it was almost like a sunrise, but very bright. So that's really lovely. So sunrise and the dawn of a new day. That message from Susan. Well, if there is any issues with my tech stuff, hopefully that'll be sorted when I've got my new laptop. That might sound stupid, but you might want to turn the volume up a little bit if you're struggling to hear. Or perhaps add some earphones too. There's certain things that I can't change, like the stuff with Zoom. There's a lot I can't change with that, and the sound quality on there can be a little bit poor sometimes. But I'm sorry that you're struggling. You've been before, Susie? There's a few Susies that normally come. I wonder if you've been before, what it was like before. Thank you, Claire. Let's go back. You enjoyed the first location. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed the first one. That's brilliant. And you went quite deep. It was a really deep one, that one. Hopefully we'll have a good sleep after that too. Sorry, Susie. You were on last month. I just wonder if it was the same last month as this time. There's nothing, I can't change the volume on there. My volume's right up in here. Oh, my vessels are drinking. Deep meditative state, definitely lovely. Looks like there's some volume issues. Hopefully this will be the last one that I do on this laptop now. We'll see how it is next time. Could be even worse next time when I'm dealing with new technology. Okay, so I've taken 2 of my crystal therapy cards. Let's show you the box just before we go. Taken 2 of those out whilst I was reading through the messages. We have obsidian, and the keyword is unblock, and then watermelon tourmaline with the keyword joy. So before we were talking about reconnecting with our inner child. So there may be stuff that we need to acknowledge, but then release from our inner child, from our emotions. And then once we do that, that's when the joy comes in. So if there's anything that you need to release, any old memories perhaps that need to be released or addressed, sometimes just acknowledging them can be enough. And then that makes space for joy to come in. So sounds like we're going to be going in within an awful lot over the course of the next month or so for the Scorpio season, looking at inner child stuff, looking at those deep emotions that have been buried, that shadow stuff, because our shadow is basically where we behave unconsciously, and we do things that we don't realize that we're doing in terms of responding in certain ways. So just pay attention to that kind of stuff where we may react automatically to something and not really pay attention to why, and it's usually got a cause within the inner child, something that we just need to release. So be interesting to see what comes out of your November with all this Scorpio deep dive energy going on. So thank you for joining me this evening. Hopefully you enjoyed the meditation. The recording will be out in a few days, so you can access again whenever you want to. And I'm going to stop the recording, but I'll stay around for a couple of minutes. So I'll see you hopefully at the next one.